Friday morning with a great, one of my favorite weekends of the entire year in the sports calendar, the divisional round, and then I keep forgetting, Monday night, we also have the college football national championship.
No big deal.
No big deal. It just keeps rocking. It keeps rolling. Good morning to Brit Breaks, D-Row Dad. Shout out to Alec for one chair debut, I believe, this morning.
Awesome.
Ripping some UFC.
Ripped some UFC. I think he hit a nasty. I believe he had a nasty Tom Aspinall.
You big Tom Aspinall guy?
Nah.
Yeah, all right.
It's a cool card though.
Well, good morning to everyone nonetheless.
Give me John Jones.
We got John Bones Jones. We got a big fight tomorrow.
That's my middle name. Bones.
Aaron Bones, Big Tonka,
Aaron
Rothschild.
Bones, Big Tonka, Mitchell Robinson, Rothschild.
There you go. That'll be your firstborn right there. Aaron Mitchell Robinson Rothschild. I like that. Not too many of those out there. But Aaron, a great Friday to you. For those of you who are just tuning in or hanging around from our overnight stream, your first time joining us, you're going to want to stick around, all right? We rip 24/7, but we do have kind of an hour and a half transition period from 9:30 to 11. We call this Talkin Slab, a little talk show. We're going to be previewing all the NFL games this weekend. Good morning, his wifey. We're doing fantastic. But at 10 a.m., we will put a trivia question out for you guys. A 4-pronged multiple choice trivia questions. If you guys can collectively get it right, we will run a giveaway called Slab or No Slab.
Or are you going to stump the viewers again? Do you think you stumped?
Did you see what happened yesterday?
I was watching yesterday. Yeah.
I purposely tried to make it easier for everyone, and it did not work. I made a 50-50 trivia question, and we couldn't get it. But that's neither here nor there.
Step it up today.
I'm trying to make them easier today. So 10 a.m., if we get the trivia question right collectively, we run a giveaway, a chance at a PSA-graded slab for the free. And then we run another one at 10:45 a.m. No strings attached to that one. Brits, were those gritties there yesterday? The gritties were there yesterday, Britt. You did just miss them. Always repping the 215 here. Nice little Eagles quarter zip. Aaron over here always repping the
an
old...
An EQZ.
An Eagles... I like that. Eagles quarter zip.
Yeah.
Before we get into the fun, before we get into all the fun, have to give a little rest in peace here to, we are typically a baseball channel. Football is coming down the pipe. Big rest in peace to one of the greatest voices in baseball history, Bob Uecker. And I think it's one of those where you see Bob Uecker, and for guys of our age, we're like, oh, well, we didn't get to experience. No, we did. Bob Uecker, an absolute legend.
100% we did. I mean,
just a bit outside, as Johnny says.
For so many people who are our age to know who he is,
seriously,
I think shows the vast impact he's had. I mean, my first exposure to him, I believe, was from Major League.
Yeah, 100%.
And then I put together that he was, that Brewers guy.
Me too.
But yeah, rest in peace to, you think baseball, he's probably one of the first, however many people you think of. I mean, that guy just is baseball.
Ben, I'm putting you on the spot right here. Could you Google for me Bob Uecker holding hands? I saw this yesterday. There's a great picture of Bob Uecker holding hands with, I believe, Bob Gibson, if I remember correctly. He got fined for it. I don't know. He just wanted to have fun in the team photo. But me. Yeah. For me, growing up, wanting to be a sportscaster and all that, I never modeled myself after Bob Uecker. He was so eccentric. But I was listening to a lot of people talk about Uecker, and they said one of the things about him that really made him special was he always had fun when he was commentating games. And actually, sadly enough, the probably the least amount of fun he had was when your freaking New York Mets ended the Brewers season this last year.
Hey, I'm not exactly thrilled with Pete Alonso either right now. So
we will do a little Pete Alonso talk today. Yeah, this is Bob Uecker, and I believe it was Bob Gibson. They're just holding hands in the team photo.
Just casually, not just any guy from, I don't know, I'm going to throw out a number and say the 1965 Cardinals right now. But that's not just any guy on the 1965 Cardinals roster. That's Bob freaking Gibson, so that's pretty funny.
I mean, just rest in peace to an absolute legend. And, you never want to say, well, there's no doubt about that, D-Row. Gibson was far better than Bob Uecker.
Depends on who you ask. At what?
Okay, fair enough.
Bob Uecker might have made a better chicken pot pie. Who knows?
And certainly an entertainer there, Bob Uecker, in more ways than one. I mean, look, you never want to say, it was his time, but you would say Bob Uecker certainly lived a great life, lived a full life.
A fulfilled life. Hopefully a celebration of a great life.
The baseball community will surely miss Bob Uecker. So there you go. How to start that day. And interested to see now. I'm sure that'll be a big cut auto. Next few years, stuff like that. The Bob Uecker cut autos. We'll be seeing him in some Topps products.
Brewer spot still left.
Way to always be selling, Aaron. All right.
What can I say? I love ripping.
So there you go. Bob Uecker, rest in peace. David Lynch, rest in peace yesterday as well. But, less sports. I know that's for our guy Kreger here, big David Lynch guy there. But, Aaron, we got a lot to get into.
Indeed.
And for those of you, a little take you behind the scenes, I go crazy with my show preparation. I make some extensive rundowns. Last night, my dad was in town. He was flying out of Tampa. He flew into Orlando for a sales meeting, blah, blah, blah. He pulled a Josh, and he thought it'd be a good idea. He's like, I'm going to spend $59 at the Econo Lodge to stay the night right by the Tampa airport. So he comes over to my house, and I'm like, so how is Dad? He's like, it's not good. It's not good.
I don't like the Econo Lodge.
Yeah, my wife's from New Jersey. Now we live in Philly now, Brit breaks. And it checks out. And so we're at dinner. And my girlfriend goes to the bathroom while we're at dinner. My dad leans in and he's like, hey, would it be too much of a bother if I actually did stay over tonight?
Of course not.
And he's like, the place is really bad. I don't know what I was thinking. I can't believe. And I had offered him multiple times before, and he declined.
Yeah, as one would do.
So for me, Aaron, this is a big moment in my life as growing up, is that, I made my dad an air mattress with the sheets. He stayed in the spare room, first time in my career.
It's a first for everything. Man.
So airport Econo Lodge is not usually 5-star, right, D-Ro Dad? So my dad stayed over last night, which was not in the cards. Did not totally get to do the full preparation that I'm accustomed to doing, but it was for my dad. It was a big, milestone.
That's a milestone in every young man's life.
Right?
I think that I will be fine today with a slightly less dense rundown. The important thing in here is that you made a supreme move to man in the house just now.
I am very proud of myself. I have to.
That's what's important. Don't worry. I'll pick up the slack today, my friend.
Britt, I'm from Bucks County. That's where my dad lives right now. And then Aaron's from what? Staten Island, Long Island. There's too many islands. Too many damn islands.
Don't ever say I'm from Staten Island.
All right, it's the one with the iced teas.
Yeah,
there you
don't
go.
ever do that.
Long Island iced teas. But without further ado, it is time to get into the divisional round. I have been waiting for this. All right. First things first, Aaron. I want to do two things. Let me get the pen and paper out. Before we get into matchup by matchup, let's start by looking at these last, 8 teams? Yeah, oh my goodness. Last 8 teams. Let's take a step back, and I want to rank 2 things before we look at each matchup. First things first, I want to look at each team's chances to win the Super Bowl.
Okay.
And Ben, I believe I sent you the odds to win the Super Bowl. If you have that, here we go. All right. Let's go from least chances to most chances. Actually, what do you want to do? Best chance
least
to win?
Least to most.
All right, least to most. Let's go with 8. It's the Texans, right? I mean, the odds would agree with this. These are from FanDuel. No free publicity. Just so you know where we're getting these odds from. I think Texans at 8 is a no-brainer.
Agreed.
From there, FanDuel has the Washington Commanders at 7. Do you agree with that?
Yes.
You agree with that?
Yeah, I don't. I'm surprised they won the first game. They won it by about 4.5 inches. Yeah, I'm surprised.
Come on, you can't just say that this early in the morning.
I'm off to a hot start.
You're saying Commanders at 7. What if I told you that I think the Bills have the 7th chance to win the Super Bowl?
So you're kind of spoiling my my 6th spot.
Your 6 is the Bills?
Yeah, my 6 is the Bills.
All right, so talk to me about this one. Show your work. Why do we both have the Bills so low?
Dude, I think it's a problem with us. But for some reason, I just cannot. I mean, they did everything they were supposed to do in the first round, 100%. Right? They won 31-7. Like, shouldn't. Why am I not higher on the Bills? I don't know the answer. I'm sorry, Ben. I can't figure it out. They did everything they were supposed to do, and yet I'm still not impressed. Something about. I mean, what is it? I think the easy answer is because everyone thinks the Ravens are going to beat them this week. Is that why I think they're the 6th most likely? Because I don't see a world in which they win this week.
I think you saying you don't see a world in where they win this week is like I'm picking the Ravens too, spoiler alert.
Yeah.
But that might be a little extreme.
That is extreme. That's extreme.
The reason I have the Bills so low on my list for Super Bowl is because it's not just this week. Every matchup the Bills would be in hypotheticals, unless they play the Texans, unless the Texans somehow beat the Chiefs.
You got to play the games.
I would be picking against the Bills.
Yeah, 3 consecutive
in every
times.
single game, and I think they have the hardest path.
It's something.
Your path is going to be the Ravens, probably the Chiefs, and then probably either the Lions, Eagles, or let's say
you're
the
right. I guess that's part of the reason I can't put my finger on it. I have them as 6. I think they're.
I'll write down 6, but I would even go as far as
more
saying
likely
7.
to beat the Commanders. But I don't think that's a representation, I guess, of the strength of their team and the ability of their team. Like, I think them losing to the Ravens by 3 points might mean they're still the 3rd best team in the playoffs.
Yes.
It just gives them, in my opinion, the 6th best chance of winning, if that makes sense.
I mean, they got a gauntlet. They got an absolute. They have the hardest path to the Super Bowl without a doubt.
They have a very hard path, and I don't think they do it enough times.
I would almost pick the Commanders ahead of the Bills and you can't quantify it. It's because if the Commanders are able to beat the Lions
back there, he's about to jump. He's about to jump. Oh, he's about to jump on the other side of the screen right here. Tell you guys why the Bills are winning it all.
The reason why I would almost put the Commanders ahead, and I say almost because I don't really know. Let's say the Commanders somehow do beat the Lions. I wouldn't pick, like, the Commanders would just be a magical team. You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't pick against the Commanders if they were able to beat the Lions this weekend. That's all. Like, I feel like there's some magic that you can't quantify.
The problem for me is that I think both, I mean, we'll get to it in a second, but I think both teams in the other matchup would beat the Eagles.
Oh.
Or beat the Commanders.
Oh, okay. I thought you said beat the Eagles. All right, number 5 here. Do we both have the Rams?
No.
Who do you have at 5?
I have the Eagles.
You have the Eagles at 5. Jesus, golly, Jesus, some crackers.
The Rams are going to go really high up there for me, by the way. I'm just saying it now.
All right, I'm writing down my list, and then you can keep yours. All right, number 4 for you. Because number 5 for me is the Rams.
Number 4 for me is the Eagles. Or number 4 for me, I'm sorry, I just said the Eagles. Number 4 for me, it's still not the Rams. Probably the Lions.
You have the Lions at number 4.
I think the Rams beat the Lions.
All right.
Dude, I love the Rams.
This guy loves the Rams. Let's keep going with your list then. My list is boring. Number 3 for you? So you've Lions at 4.
The Rams.
Lions at 4, Rams at 3.
Ravens 2.
Ravens
Chiefs
2,
1.
Chiefs 1.
Yeah.
All right, so it's
my
interesting.
top 2 are pretty basic.
It's interesting you have 2 AFC teams at 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Britt Break says this guy ain't getting invited back after you said that Eagles thing. Roland Rodriguez saying Texans beat the Chiefs. Hang on 1 second, Roland. I do want to talk about that game.
Obviously, Roland's saying Texans beat the Chiefs. I mean, that guy's Houston through and through. I've never seen someone so dedicated to the Astros spot in my life. Speaking of which, Astros still alive.
Keep telling the spots, Aaron. Roland, I want to hear your logic in just 1 second. And D-Rod, that makes a point. Every sport playoffs, who is hot at the right time? He's right. He's right about that.
There's something about the Rams offense when they're healthy with McVay at the helm. It's not necessarily that they're going to score 1,000,000 points, and we'll get into this more in a minute. It is their situational... Come on, Astros! It is their situational awareness in big-time moments, their time management, stuff like that, their ability to manage possessions that I have them.
All right, so you have just one more time. Chiefs 1, Ravens 2, Rams 3,
Lions 4.
Lions 4, Eagles 5.
Eagles 5.
And that's looking at these odds right here. So, you would be saying pepper a little bit on the Rams here to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I'd definitely pepper on the Rams. I'd definitely pepper on the Ravens.
Britt Breaks gave you a big thumbs down there. I'm gonna agree with Britt Breaks for multiple reasons. One,
I'm an Eagles fan.
I'm an Eagles fan, yes. 2, I think you have to put the Lions at number 1 because their path to get to the Super Bowl, I think, is far easier than both the Chiefs and the Ravens. And I hear what you're saying. I do think the Chiefs and the Ravens are I love the Ravens. I'm putting the Ravens at number 2 just ahead of the Chiefs for the first time ever. I go Lions 1 because I think their path to the Super Bowl is easier.
Okay.
They're going to be crazy crowd in Detroit no matter what. I think they take care of business against the Commanders. And look. NFC Championship, if it's Eagles-Lions, you better believe I'm going to come here picking the Eagles. I am a homer.
As you should.
But I'm just being objective today. I think the Lions, as we stand, should be number 1. Ravens, number 2. I think they beat the Bills. And listen, I think this is the year they do it and overcome the Chiefs. Having said all that, I think the Chiefs are the Chiefs. You have to put them at number 3. That's where I put the Eagles at 4.
Okay,
and
so
then,
we're not that far
and
off
then
on
at
the
5,
Eagles.
I actually put the Rams. I think the Rams, like you were saying, are getting hot at the right time.
The Rams, all right. I know you're not going to like this.
Here we go. What?
And I'm sorry in advance. If the Rams beat the Eagles this week, I'm not saying it's a guarantee. I think it's about a coin flip, if I'm being honest. I think it's about a 50-50 game.
6-point spread.
I don't agree.
37-20 just a few weeks ago was the
Still
score.
don't agree. Don't care. You're telling me that the narrative couldn't have Stafford winning on the road in Detroit to send the Rams to the Super Bowl?
Direct revenge from last season as well.
You're telling me that an injured Lions defense and all that? Yeah, I mean, I guess I basically just called the Rams my favorite to win the NFC, I realized. I just came to that conclusion, and I kind of like the sound of it.
You know what, Aaron? If the Rams do win, and I'm not saying they will, I think they lose, we will both be on the Rams next week. You and I will both be on the Rams next week.
If the Rams win this week, I'm 100% on the Rams unless the Lions have some kind of ridiculously inspiring performance, and I found out Aiden Hutchinson is coming back for the NFC Championship game, which isn't happening. I'm just saying it would take a lot for me to take the Lions in that game, assuming they beat the Commanders. But yeah, if the Rams can pick up a win on the road in Philadelphia this week, a tall task by all means. That Eagles team, I've been on here before. I've said they're awesome.
You have. I will give you credit for that. You've not been an Eagles hater all year.
I'm not an Eagles hater. I just really trust this Rams team.
I can vouch for you on that, which I don't want to do, but I can vouch for you. You've not hated Hurts. No. You've not hated the Eagles all year. You're really high on the Rams.
I'm really high on this Rams team.
All right. So wait, having said that, give me your rankings and chat. You guys weigh in as well. Rank the matchups, all right? Forget about looking past this week. Let's just look at these matchups this weekend, and let's dive into them. How we did it last time, and I liked how we did it. Let's rank the matchups from least excited to watch from most excited to watch. All right, let me put mine out there, Texans-Chiefs. That's the one I'm least excited to watch. Agree or disagree?
Agreed.
All right, so we'll start with that one. Texans-Chiefs, what about 3? Is it going to be Commies-Lions or no?
Agreed again,
all right.
Yes.
And then give me your 2 and 1.
I still can't get there, actually. I really want to say Rams-Eagles is my most excited because I am really excited to watch the Rams, but they're second.
There you go. This is the correct order. This is the correct order.
This is an easy one, and let's be honest. I mean, it's represented by the times in which these teams are playing.
By the times and the point spreads as well. It's ridiculous, dude. These point spreads are making me upset this weekend. But all right, let's go.
They made it really hard on bettors this week to take favorites.
I know.
They made it really hard on me to take a single favorite.
Let's talk about it right now. All right, tie at a half for top of the Eagles and Bills games. Britt, you can't even admit that. As an Eagles fan, Bills-Ravens game is freaking awesome.
Britt, you're losing credibility here as a homer.
So let's start Saturday, 4:30. Texans-Chiefs in Arrowhead, Kansas City. I want to
get over this one quick.
Kansas City, I actually think maybe this might be worth a little more time.
Not to disrespect Houston. This isn't, when I say that, it is not a sign of disrespecting Houston. I'm just going to make this one quick. If you have more to expand on, I would love to hear it. 31-17 Chiefs.
31-17 Chiefs.
They're going to make it. The Texans will be competitive. CJ Stroud is going to make some big plays. It's probably going to come down to 1 or 2 turnovers, some field position. The Chiefs know how to win. They're healthy. They're refreshed. I'm expecting a big game from Travis Kelce as well.
Okay, me too. I like that. That's one of my picks for this game as well. But let's do what we did last week because I think this is a fun exercise. The point spread is 8.5. This isn't like a... look, it's a large point spread for the playoffs, but this isn't some 2-touchdown blowout kind of game. It's the NFL. There is a world where the Texans could win this game.
Absolutely.
How the hell do the Texans win this game? This is where I want to hear from Roland Rodriguez, actually. Tell me. How do the Texans win this game, Roland? Because I'm having a hard time finding it.
I mean, it's an easy one. A superhuman performance from CJ Stroud.
Okay.
Which I think we saw...
Britt breaks, kill Mahomes before the game. It's like that graphic. Remember that graphic for how the Heat, LeBron show up, LeBron get off the bus. Yeah. Like that's how they win. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
It's such a good defense, the Chiefs defense. And they do such a great job of controlling time of possession, keeping the ball in their hands. I mean, part of their best defense is their offense. Stroud would have to go for 350 and probably 3 touchdowns for the Texans to have a chance. Which means you're probably going to need 150 and 2 touchdowns from Nico Collins. The defense is just not going to be able to keep up. The defense for the Texans won't be able to keep up, and the Kansas City defense is too good. You're just going to need too much from a second-year quarterback who, I mean, a guy like Stroud, we've been talking down on for so long.
I know. I don't like it.
Let's face it. In his second year, what's considered a down year, he's in the second round of the playoffs again.
Thank you. Yes.
25-plus touchdowns again. So C.J. Stroud's a great quarterback. He's going to be a great quarterback for a long time. This would be a massive legacy game for the Texans to pull it off, and I think that's what they need.
I would like to see that. I'm not going to lie. Real quick, though, Leduit says a classic. I knew this was coming. Leduit. Everyone and their brother, uncle, sister are going to be talking about the stripes. I get it, right?
I hate this, man.
I go back to that Raiders game this year, the Black Friday game, and that was the one more than any to me was like, all right, maybe there is something to this whole refs playing for the Chiefs. The NFL is trying to dispel that rumor. I found the stat. Referee Clay Martin's regular season crew, who will be officiating this game, threw 59 flags for offensive holding, tied for most in the NFL. That trend should be a particular note to the Chiefs, who were flagged the second most times for offensive holding. The Texans had 22, tied for 14th most. So, I guess what I'm saying is if you see the Chiefs not getting called for offensive holding this game, maybe there is a little more to this. Because this is a team in the Chiefs who hold like crazy and an officiating crew that call holding like crazy.
Give me a break.
So look, if you see, all right, Britt says one stat, Jawan Taylor would get at least 5 flags then for the Chiefs. That's what I'm saying, though, Ledoux. The question is, he might get called for all those flags, then at the end of the game, oh boy, here we go. Lassiter, pass interference on the Texans. I think this is, look, I'm going to pick the Chiefs, obviously. I do think there is an actual realistic route for the Texans to win this game. I think you highlighted it pretty well. The difference is I just don't see a world in which Stroud would just say 350, 3 touchdowns.
Yeah,
I don't totally disagree. That's what they need. I don't think that's possible. I don't think Nico Collins getting 150 yards is possible. Trent McDuffie, when they played earlier this season, McDuffie shadowed him, locked his bum up. And look, I think if the Texans win this game, it's going to be edge. They're going to have to edge the Chiefs. What can I say, Aaron? It's going to be Danielle Hunter and Will Anderson Jr. coming off that edge.
It's going to have to be.
On Jawan Taylor here. I think it's possible, man. Patrick Mahomes got sacked 36 times this season. You saw the Texans wreck that game against the Chargers with pressure to Justin Herbert. Look, Justin Herbert, he threw that game away. Let's call the spade a spade. But I do think the Texans are able to win this game if they're able to get over the edge. Britt says it's the Texans D that won't be able to keep up. Look, if that's the case, it's over. It's over. And Ledoux, I agree. The Chiefs defense is just too well-rounded. Ben, do you have that fan map I sent you for this game? Let me know if you guys agree with this, and you too, Aaron. I disagree with this big time. I saw a tweet, there's always those fan maps where it's like, everyone in America rooting for that one team. Who are you rooting for in this game? Are you rooting for the Texans?
I'm rooting for the Chiefs.
Me too.
I'm rooting for greatness. I think I hate. Now maybe people are saying this 15 years ago, 10 years ago about Tom Brady when I hated Brady's guts. That's because I was a Jet fan though. If I was a Minnesota Viking fan, I might have absolutely no problem with Brady. You know what I'm saying? So as a Jet fan with no ill will at Mahomes, I'm appreciating the greatness I'm watching. I think he's probably the most talented quarterback I've ever seen. I would love to watch him win a third straight. I think I would love to witness. I think that cements them. If they're not already cemented as a dynasty, I would love to watch.
I think they are, but yeah.
I would love them to be cemented as a dynasty. I don't have a single. I mean, what are people's problem with Mahomes?
I don't know.
Seriously,
I really don't know, man.
He hasn't gotten in trouble. Kelsey hasn't gotten in trouble. He just happens to date an unbelievably famous person who I'd like not to see on my TV.
Brick says it's his face. Oh, come on, don't give me that.
I mean, maybe it's Kermit the Frog voice, but
he's worked on it too. He has worked on it.
Kermit.
His wifey brings up Swift. His wifey, Chiefs are some great players, overrated, especially when Swift came to the game. Stop.
I'm sorry. I can't hate on a dynasty because Taylor Swift. Like, I'm sorry. It's not going to do that for me.
And correct me if I'm wrong. I feel like the TV crews have dialed it back a little bit. They have dialed it back with the Taylor Swift love. But I think this graphic is very inaccurate. I think there's a lot of people like you, including myself. I am going to be
also just makes for a better AFC championship.
Bingo, that's the other thing. 100%. It's like March Madness where you're like rooting for all the upsets, and then all of a sudden you get to the Sweet 16, and you're like, oh, it's another 30-point win. For you know what I mean? I
really don't feel like watching Duke versus Oklahoma State today.
And D-Road, that's right. People struggle with others having enormous success. Simple. I struggle with Tom Brady's enormous success. So if we can knock him down
I struggle with Brady's, but I'm cool with Mahomes.
Me too, man. Texans win. Texans could beat the Ravens, says Brett Breaks. Riddle me this.
I'm going to riddle you and say no.
I'm going to say no. The Ravens held the Texans to 0 points.
Yeah, that means that the Texans got their crazy win out of their system.
Yeah. It's what I call the Minneapolis Miracle Theorem.
It's going to take one crazy win, which means they'd have to use it this game. They wouldn't have enough in them to do it twice.
Some numbers on this game. Chiefs have won 4 in a row against the Texans. Chiefs are 2-0 in the playoffs. And the Texans as a franchise are 0-5 all time in the divisional round.
That's poor.
Another stat that sounds fake. Chiefs have 0 turnovers in 7 straight games. Listen, I understand. Let's look down at the Chiefs coming to the playoffs this season compared to last season.
Yep.
The amount of talk that I have had to endure from everyone, not just on the national media, it's the national media, it's people like Britt Breaks, no disrespect, you're catching the stray, Britt Breaks. I just mean people in the chat, people like Matty Ice, who I love, people I work with, everyone, Chiefs this, Chiefs that, they stink. Let's compare their numbers to last season, where this was the conversation again. In 2023, the Chiefs' offense.
This is eye-opening.
The Chiefs' offense was ranked 14th in the NFL, averaging 22 points per game. Their defense was ranked 2nd in the NFL, averaging 17 points per game. They went on and ran the table pretty easily up until the Super Bowl. This season, their offense ranks 15th with the same exact points per game. Their defense is 4th. Oh no, what a drop-off with 19 points per game allowed.
You're right. They lose to the Texans this week. I didn't realize their defense dropped two whole rankings.
I mean, is this not the same exact team? Let me take this a step further.
I want to know where the difference in personnel that people see.
Let me take this a step further for you, Aaron, because all this talk this season, Mahomes is not as good. Mahomes is not as good. These were Mahomes' numbers last year. 67% completion percentage, 4,180 yards, 27 touchdowns, 14 interceptions with a 63.9 quarterback rating. All right, they're fine. Mahomes' stats this year, 67% completion percentage, just under 4,000 yards, 26 touchdowns, 11 interceptions, 67 quarterback rating. The only difference for Mahomes this season is he has been sacked, Principal Rooney voice, 9 times. More than he was last season. All right? This is the same team that just won the Super Bowl, yet everyone seems to be picking against them.
I'm going to go through a couple positions. I want you to tell me if the same players play their quarterback. Still, from last year.
Yep.
Their running back.
Yep.
Their wide receiving core.
No.
That's the only difference.
Rasheed Rice, but then you get D-Hop.
Yeah, you got D-Hop, you got Xavier Worthy.
And let's remember...
Did George Karlaftis get better since last year?
He pretty much stayed the same, in my opinion. He's still
Chris
good.
Jones still one of the best interior defensive linemen in the
1,000%.
NFL. Is Trent McDuffie still play for the Chiefs?
And is Steve Spagnuolo still the defensive coordinator?
What's the problem here?
I don't know.
Well, I don't get it. I don't get it. And I've been saying it. This one I'm banging the drum on because I've been saying it all year, too. The Chiefs have been the favorite, and they will be the favorite until someone knocks them off. They're still the favorite in my eyes. Again, the stats, it's all narrative, guys. It's all the narrative. The stats are almost exactly the same. Statistically, Patrick Mahomes had a better season.
Tigers fan says Kansas City versus Detroit. We got a lot of people weighing in on Britt, I want Chiefs in the Super Bowl because I know the Birds can beat them. I like that.
That'd be fun.
Let's see. Britt also says, think Chiefs win, Texans to win. Friedline, Chiefs are solid, and I wouldn't mind them winning, but something always comes out of nowhere. There's an eerie, caution that I feel coming from people in the chat today about this game.
Of course there is, and there should be, because there's no such thing as a shoo-in. Remember, all these guys are elite-level NFL players. This is the playoffs we're talking about. There's not a team who made it here by accident. Every team absolutely has a chance.
All right, we got our first trivia question ready to go up. And, I'm trying to make this one a little easier, a little Googleable, if you will. I think if the Giants had a chance, they'd beat them all. All right, dude, chill. For last year, it's only 10 a.m. I didn't realize you were breaking out the hard liquor at this hour.
Yeah, we do. We good? I know it's Friday, but come on now.
All right, trivia question for the day. Which active NFL head coach has the highest career winning percentage? Not greatest, best winning percentage of all time. Out of all the active NFL head coaches, which of all of them have the current highest winning percentage in their NFL careers? Your choices are Andy Reid, who, by the way, we didn't even bring up once talking about this game, Nick Sirianni, John Harbaugh, and Sean McDermott. Those are your 4 options. Not the most wins. Best winning percentage.
This is a tough one.
All right. Trivia question is up. Which active NFL head coach has the highest career winning percentage? And can we please get this right? I want to give away a slab today. It's Friday.
Like I know the answer.
You think it is?
Dude, I feel like you put it in there because it's Sirianni.
Come on. What do we got?
I didn't look at the answer, by the way. I swear I didn't look at the answer.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Come on now. Yes! Yes! Yeah, baby! Come on! It's Nick Sirianni!
I swear I didn't look at the answer there.
Nick Sirianni!
I saw the look. I saw the look on your face there when you put up that question and you said Sirianni and you were like, Nick Sirianni.
We won! We got a trivia question right. Go Birds, and let's get this giveaway up. That's one of my favorite stats in all of sports right now as well. The fact that Nick freaking Sirianni, a guy who everyone says is a clown, a guy who everyone hates, guess what? He's got the highest winning percentage out of all head coaches in the NFL.
It's a joke of a question.
It cracks me up. We got it right. I may or may not have voted on it just to make sure we got the correct answer today. But let's go. If you're new to the program, 50 cards on the wheel. 3 of them are PSA graded slabs. One of you lucky winners out there are going to be winning something today. All right, let's put a pin in this Chiefs-Texans game. We're both taking the Chiefs. What about betting here? 8.5 is the number. Will you have a wager on the spread in this game? I'm not.
I won't be touching this game.
No way.
I see you have some props here.
Yes, sir.
I am agreeing with your Kelsey over 52.5
Yeah,
receiving
man.
yards.
That number seems low. 52. I'm going to go 52.5 receiving yards. Give me Kelsey's over. I mean, it's classic.
Give me the alternate line at 60 plus.
Sure.
Probably there. Probably you get a little extra value for 7 yards there.
This is classic Chiefs logic. You slow play it all season. Travis Kelce and Mahomes show up at 40 pounds overweight.
He's old. They don't need him. It's like. I mean,
This
I
is
hate
where
him,
they
but
come
it's
to
almost
life.
like Jimmy Butler showing up for the playoffs. They're the same age.
Britt says Chiefs minus 8.5. Kelsey anytime touchdown and it's over. I like that, Britt.
I don't hate that, Britt.
I'm just not touching the minus 8.5.
Yeah, I just don't want any.
Chiefs-
I don't want any piece of a backdoor cover on a touchdown when it's a 14-point game and
Off the top of my
Texans
head.
cut it to 7 with 9 seconds to go.
100%, yeah. Chiefs 7-10 against the spread, I want to say. The Chiefs hate covering. I would not bet the spread. I can't preach this enough. I've been having such a good time, not betting on these games, I don't want to call myself a gambling addict, Aaron, but I do feel like in today's age of...
When there's prime time action and it's the only game you can be watching,
There's
a certain...
Something clicks in your brain.
I feel like I'm supposed to be gambling.
And I've been able to practice...
You win sports books.
I have been able to practice caution, just saying, you know what? I'm not going to bet on this game. It's the playoffs. I'm just going to enjoy it. I will not be able to help myself on some of these props, however, to be honest. Another one that it's a trap line, right? I'm just going to say this right now. It feels like a trap line. Isaiah Pacheco over 40.5 rushing yards.
Yeah, that's why I'm not. It's a trap.
What? 2 things.
I'm
One,
really worried about 13 carries, 38 yards for Isaiah Pacheco.
7 playoff games Isaiah Pacheco has played in his career. He has hit 40 yards or more in 6 out of those 7. He's only missed that number once.
Wasn't on the team then as well.
I guess, sure.
It
Kareem
wasn't
Hunt.
Pacheco coming off an injury where he missed over half the season.
Blah, blah, blah. Coming off an injury. They haven't played in 3 weeks. The Chiefs starters haven't played in 3 weeks. They are fresh as
on
a
the
daisy.
surface, that line is obviously great. I'm just
Hello,
worried.
Swear.
I am just worried about the trap there.
Mike says Mike's looking to enter. Loaded wheel. I like it, Mike. The Friday pump up.
Hop on the burner, Mike.
I like that. Yeah, loaded wheel for real. 3 PSA graded slabs. Yeah, man, that's a Chiefs game. Not too much craziness going on there. Crazy wheel for you today. All right, Commanders Lions, Aaron. I am excited for this game. And you know what? Real quick, let me ask you this: what would be a bigger upset in your mind? Texans beating the Chiefs or the Commanders beating the Lions?
I feel like for me, it has to be the Commanders beating the Lions because
Really?
I already said the Chiefs are my favorite as well.
I think the Texans beating the Chiefs would be a bigger upset, honestly. Like I said, I think the Commanders have this sort of magic fueled by, Jaden Daniels, a new ownership. It just seems like there's some, they sprinkle a little pixie dust over the Commanders.
I think we spoke about it the other day. Rookie quarterback on the road, winning a playoff game is very hard to do. Credit to them for doing it the first time. Now you got to do it a second time.
I know.
In a harder environment.
By far.
Against a better team.
I hear you.
It's tough. I'm not saying it can't happen, but I think it's very tough.
Well, let's talk about it then. How do the Commanders end up winning this game? How do they pull off the upset? You're having a hard time.
I usually have some. I don't have one.
You don't have
I don't
some.
have one. I don't see it. I think this one, with the rest, I think this one's an easy one. I really do.
Man, okay. Ben, you got that injury graphic? Because, look, I think the Lions have been getting healthier. Don't get me wrong. It is still.
It's a lot, but it's better than it was.
It's a lot better than it was.
A lot better than it was.
It is still a huge list of injuries.
Getting Anzalone back was absolutely massive.
I agree, but look, you're still going to be without Malcolm Rodriguez, who is huge down up the middle there for the Lions. They're going to be missing a couple linemen here as well, a couple cornerbacks who, look, it's not their best cornerbacks. You still got Branch and Kirby, I believe, but Kirby Joseph, that is. Still a couple guys in the secondary. If the Commanders are able to win this game, you're going to have to get a couple fluky turnovers for Jared Goff, which I think you've seen before.
It would have to be another Jared Goff against the Texans, 5 turnovers.
Yep.
And then you'd have to stop them from winning still because they've shown they can win while turning the ball over 5 times.
You're going to have to score probably more than 40 points.
Yeah, their magic number would be 40 plus.
And Jaden Daniels is going to have to rush for probably like 100 plus yards.
It would have to be a legendary performance. You would have to be looking at prime Lamar Jackson MVP caliber statistics.
Brett, are you talking about Jaden Daniels' rushing line? Jaden Daniels' rushing line is 54.5, in case that's what you're asking about. Not 102.
Like, Jaden Daniels would probably have to go 300, 100. 300 yards passing, 100 yards rushing with at least 3 total touchdowns.
Now,
And even then, you're looking at 21 points. So they need a couple field goals. They need Brian Robinson to get in the end zone because the Lions are going to score.
yeah.
The Redskins do not have a highly vaunted defense over there.
Now, Bobby Wagner is banged up. Bobby Wagner's had a fantastic season. Even I thought he was going to be in an old person's home.
Who in that secondary is keeping up with the Lions receiving corps?
Maybe Marshawn Lattimore, but I don't believe that. I'm just saying
He
that.
didn't exactly do a great job against Mike Evans. I
No,
know the Tampa
he
Bay
didn't.
lost, but
didn't.
he got thrashed.
I did see a cool clip on Twitter, man, if you don't mind pulling that one up as well. Because I believe I'm a big vibesman. I don't know about you, Aaron, but I'm a huge vibesman, just in terms of like, I think, like when the Eagles won in 2017, right?
They were a vibes team.
Nick Foles was the quarterback against Tom Brady. No one was picking the Eagles to win that game, I don't think. Magic is real. When the Nationals beat the Dodgers, whatever, there was vibes there, like playing Baby Shark or whatever. Like, I think there is some magic.
Mets.
The OMG Mets, they came up short.
It was a great season.
This was the Commanders this week, welcoming back Doug Williams. I thought this was an amazing, just in terms of vibes, in terms of magic. When you see a group connected, I know War Jerky. I didn't mean to rehash horrible memories. Ben, you can feel free to roll the tape on this. There's really no audio. This was just a team meeting here. The last quarterback to win the Super Bowl, I believe, for the then Redskins.
Yep.
Doug Williams came, and this was one of their meetings. I mean,
All wearing Doug Williams shirts.
all wearing Doug Williams shirts. I don't know. I'm not going to pick the Commanders to win this game. I want to be clear about that. I just don't think I'm either taking Lions minus 9.5 or Commanders money line, because I do think there's something special happening right now in Washington. And I just see stuff like that, and it makes me raise my eyes to say this is a group that is talking about bought in. There's egos are put to the door. This is a team that just is playing with house money right now, and it's not a team you want to run into.
It's an awesome team with an awesome story. But it's a season that ends this week is still an awesome season.
That's
awesome
true.
season for the Commanders. I mean, think about it. In their wildest dreams, this is already the best case scenario. They've already hit it. Everything from here, obviously,
You're
you
right,
want to
you're
win.
right.
I'm not saying you don't want to win. And losing this game for Redskins fans is going to hurt. I'm not going to say it won't. When you get this close, it always hurts. The fact of the matter is there can only be one winner.
Yeah, that's true.
But this is an unbelievable season for the Commanders one way or another, and it sets them up so great for the future as well, because now they know they have their franchise quarterback on a rookie contract. They now have 3 years before Jaden Daniels is going to start making superstar quarterback money. They now have a 3-year window to build this team around Jaden Daniels and get themselves a Super Bowl. So do I think it's a great vibes team? Do I think they're a lot of fun? Absolutely. I just don't think this is their year. I think they can bring those vibes, bring the fun into next year and be a legit contender. I just think this marks the end of the road for the Commanders.
One more note on the Commanders' vibes and the magical run potential. Commanders offensive coordinator Cliff Kingsbury, Emerch, what's going on? Cliff Kingsbury, who's taken a lot of flack in his career, he has waited on any head coaching interviews until the playoff run ends. He's fully focusing on the Lions and potentially the next round. I love that. If you're a Washington fan, I am all over that. You're saying, who cares?
Yeah, who cares?
I like that. I personally
he's
like
doing
that.
what he's supposed to do.
Well,
What the hell do you want the guy to do?
Well, we'll talk about that when we get to the Eagles game. Because, buddy, have you seen Kellen Moore's schedule this week?
I don't. Damn, then he's
a little bit shaky.
Then he's an idiot.
Ultimately, look, I think the Lions win this game. I know they're injured, but Ben, do you have the picture of the Lions' secret weapon? Have you seen this? Lions might have a secret weapon up their sleeve this weekend after all these injuries, Aaron. I don't know if you've seen this. It went a little viral over this past week.
I believe I did.
No, look, to be honest with you, this should be a bang, the Lions' secret weapon this weekend.
The 31-pound, 6-month-old.
So in case you missed it, there is a video. This woman posted a video of her giant baby. And the Detroit Lions official account just comment, dibs. So look, Frank Ragnow might have his backup ready to roll. I know some of those guys are banged up on the offensive line.
I know they signed Aleem McNeil to an extension. I know he's hurt. Maybe they got a new nose tackle.
I love this, man. Dude, shout out to the Detroit Lions and their social media staff, because that's gold right there. Now, look.
I really want to know that kid's name. It's got to be like Bart or something.
Bart or like Brutus or something?
Yeah, like...
You're digging deep. You can't find it.
I can't find the one I want. It'll hit me.
No, ultimately...
Tank's good.
Tank's good.
Beef.
Beef? That's just... If you name your kid Beef, you're setting your kid up for a life of hell.
I want that kid's name... I hope that kid's name is Beef Hoskins. And I want to see him playing right guard in the NFL in the NFL in about 19 years. But that right there, I don't know what his name is, but I hope if it's not already Beef Hoskins,
such a good name, man.
Then I hope they hear you and seriously consider changing it to that in the near future, because I've never seen a 6-month-old resemble a Beef Hoskins so much in my life.
That is...
There we go. See,
that's a great point.
I knew
right
I would
there.
find it. I knew I would find it. It just took me a second.
You got to get your Beef Hoskins Bowman first now. You know what I mean? Put him in the Lions jersey. Beef Hoskins.
Red auto to 10. I heard he's got a cut in a definitive. 29 spots left, chat.
There you go. Greenlight says kind of looks like Dan Campbell. Get your Beef Hoskins rookie cards right now. Look, here's the thing. They might need Beef Hoskins for the conference championship. I don't think they'll need Beef Hoskins for this game, to be honest with you, Aaron.
By the conference championship, Beef Hoskins might be up to 6'2", 245 also.
He's going to be getting...
He's growing. He's like Benjamin Button, but in the reverse. He's just quickly aging.
I would take... If it was me and Beef Hoskins in an Oklahoma drill, I would probably just walk away and say, you won.
I'm taking the infant every day.
Yeah, it's a no contest, to be honest with you. Looking at this game, I look back at the Lions playoff run from 2023. It's not that great, honestly. Is it a cautionary tale? Lions playoff run, quick refresher for you. 24-23 win against the Rams was their first game. 31-23 win against the Bucs at home. And then they got up to a huge lead and they blew the game against the Niners. So, look, I will say this. Lions team last year, not nearly as good as this year. But do you think there is a little bit of caution we can learn from the playoffs last year?
I think there's caution, but I don't think it comes from the playoffs last year. The caution comes from the injuries.
Yeah, okay. Simple as that.
Yeah, I think it's a pretty simple one. I think each season, I think each game is relatively independent. I think it's a new team, a new look, a new scheme. I'm not worried about in this game. Like I said, I already do think that I put my pick out there. I think the Rams beat them in the conference title. But
I love that. Yeah. I hate that, but I do love that. It's very bold, and if I wasn't an Eagles fan, let's say I would love that. All right, fair enough.
We'll see what happens this week. I'm not necessarily rooting for the Rams. We'll see what happens, and then next week when I'm back here, we can reconvene on a potential Rams-Lions game.
We'll both be on the Rams. I'll tell you that right now. This game gets personal, man. Have you looked into these storylines?
I've seen this.
This is a fun game for storylines. Jack says, I don't trust Campbell not to do something boneheaded. It's funny you bring that up, Jack, because this is like the battle of just sickos in terms of coaches. You want to, the one thing, because I thought about that too, Jack, and that's ultimately why I'm a little bit like nervous to pick the Lions too far, because in these playoffs, I think you do have to coach a little bit differently in terms of going for it on fourth down. You know who doesn't coach differently going for it on fourth down? Dan Quinn.
Yeah,
you got two guys who don't give a damn.
At the top of the league going for it.
So Jack, I think that's a good point.
If you hate punting, you're gonna love this game.
Which I think a lot of people do. I myself am a special teams connoisseur.
I am a avid Thomas Morstead.
I love a good pin down by the 5.
The best player on the Jets.
But if you're going to go tit for tat, you're going to go bar for bar with guys who are going to just make boneheaded fourth down decisions, probably Dan Quinn and Dan Quinn and Dan Campbell, the battle of the Dans.
There will be one extremely questionable
from one of these teams. Yeah, if there's one guarantee you can make
that will not work. Now, granted, if there's one that doesn't work, there'll probably be 6 or 7 that work flawlessly that no one will talk about, and they'll just harp on the one that didn't work.
Of course. That's what we do.
That's what people like to do. But yeah, there'll probably be one that is a talking point.
30 seconds left on that slab or no slab giveaway. Big good luck to everyone there. Before, I want to play a clip of the old Amon-Ra St. Brown. But Ben Johnson, remember Ben Johnson wanted to, reports came out that Ben Johnson wanted to play Sam Howell at quarterback for the Commanders.
I love Sam Howell.
The Commanders said, no, we are going to draft the quarterback. And Ben Johnson said, okay, I'm not going to become the head coach of the Washington Commanders. A little something to keep your eye out for.
Interesting to see Ben Johnson and Jaden Daniels grow up together. I'm just saying, Kingsbury's done a great job. It all seems to have worked out for both of them.
All right, let's put a pin in it right now. Let's see who's taking down that first slab. Or no slab. KDLLLC 969. Congratulations to you, KD. Let's see what we're winning today. 1 through 50. We're looking for numbers 1, 25, and 50 are our slabs. KDL, come on. We're due. 14. It's going to be, not bad, KDL.
Ooh.
How about a Jacob Wilson Bowman Glass?
Guy who hit over 400 in the minors.
That'll play, KDL. I'm not sure if you're familiar.
Still available, by the way.
Not sure if you're familiar with prospects or what, KDL, but Jacob Wilson, one of the best hitters in all of the minor leagues. He got called up for one game.
Hurt his hammy.
One game, hurt his hamstring.
He'll be
small
back next
sample
year.
size. So the comps on that card right now, it's a little bit down, which is why I was able to sneak it into this list for you guys. However, I do think it's a great hold. Jacob Wilson should be a really good shortstop, correct me if I'm wrong?
Yes.
Middle infielder?
Yes,
for the Oakland A's, nice contact hitter. It's a beautiful looking card right here, KDL. Take a look at this one. This is what happens when you don't win a slab. All right, still great cards on this list. You can take a look at some of the other things we have. Stick
gross.
around. We will be running another at 10:45 a.m. So just a little under half an hour. No trivia question, no strings attached. You guys will have another opportunity at that. So big congratulations to KDL LLC. What? Maybe that's kind of like an LLC. Is he trying to promote some kind of business?
KDLLC.
Yeah, I like that.
KDLLC.
You should add a slot on the wheel called Pick a Card from Suncoast Collection. What, Johnny, what? No, that's way too, that's better than the
You
slabs.
have way too much knowledge of the collection to be doing that.
Yeah, are you kidding me? No way, Johnny. Although I was thinking about, I'll bring that up when I win, I was thinking about making a special, like, Wild Card Wednesday or something like that. Like, we have 2 numbers that are a wild card. I don't know. It's a work in progress, as always. But moving right along on these games, 10:45, we will be running another. Always open to feedback as well. If we can do anything, I'm surprised the list isn't 3 slabs and 47 Andrew Pinckney autos. Top 10 hits of the week on Friday would be cool. Agreed, Johnny. We can do top 5 hits of the week and not a top 10 of pulling non-cags and Bazanas. I don't get what he's referencing there.
I think it's because he usually takes the Guardians or the Royals, and we haven't hit him anything except a Christian Yelich in a while.
Not content, Johnny. Do the Commanders pull this upset this weekend? Cash, all right, let's finish this game real quick here. No, I guess. I will go on record, though, and say, Cash, I'm more surprised if the Texans win than if the Commanders win. Let's play. Could you play that clip of Amon-Ra St. Brown, Ben? Because this is why we love sports here.
I don't love it when the wide receivers go at each other. I want to see a wide receiver in a corner go at each other. Like, these guys are never even on the field at the same time.
It's true. I
want to see some hands.
It's why it's like, Brady, Peyton Manning. What a great matchup. It's like, okay, I guess they're not playing each other. Yeah, it's not the same. Like, Lattimore, Mike Evans.
And Reed is a great matchup.
Lattimore, Mike Evans is always the best. Like, Cortland Finnegan, Andre Johnson. Those were matchups, all right?
That was a matchup. Just punching each other with both helmets on, just hurting each other's hands.
Stupid.
Just intellectuals.
This is something to watch for. Amon-Ra St. Brown making it personal. This was from 2021, I believe. Roll the film, Ben. Thanks.
Diami Brown.
It's just such bulletin board material for Diami Brown, who, by the way,
Had a good game.
had a fantastic game last weekend.
Second rounder at a UNC, I remember. He was on those Javonte Williams teams.
Really? All right,
Yeah,
that's good ball knowledge right there. That's elite ball knowledge.
Javonte Williams, Sam Howell, Diami Brown.
I absolutely love just good bulletin board material. All right, so look, we're both on the Lions. Do you have a bet on this game? I don't really.
Yeah, I stay away.
I don't have a bet on the spread.
I don't like the spread. I don't like the Commanders enough. My pick, if I had to take one, would be the over 55.5. But even that, playoff game, potentially run the ball, Sonic and Knuckles, slow the pace a bit. If you're the Lions, I don't think that'd be a bad idea. So
I'm on the over on this one as well.
I'm on the over, but I probably, if I'm being honest, I probably won't receive any of my money.
Okay. Yeah, it's a game time decision. If there is a bet I'm on, it is the over.
If I'm on a heater going into that game, perhaps.
Which you're probably going to waste it on the Knicks beforehand.
Yeah, the Knicks are at home against the Minnesota Timberwolves today.
Okay.
Julius Randle's return.
Boy.
The Knicks will be receiving a sizable wager.
Every team, here's a list of teams that scored on 50% or more on their drives this season. The Lions, the Commanders, that's it. That's a pretty crazy stat. These are the only two teams in the NFL that have
certainly
scored.
Incentivizes that over.
So that's why I would look at the over. I will take Jahmyr Gibbs' over at 84.5 rushing yards. I don't think David Montgomery getting healthy is that big of a deal. I feel like you've seen Jahmyr Gibbs fully unlocked. The running game low-key looks even better for the Lions now that they just give it to Jahmyr Gibbs. The Commanders, not great on the run defense. I think this is a big Jahmyr Gibbs game.
Okay, I don't mind that.
And I'm going to go Jaden Daniels over 54.5 rushing yards. The Lions, that's the one bugaboo, I think, is they haven't been able to contain running quarterbacks.
My one bet I always like in these situations, I would look into Jared Goff's passing attempts as well. Okay. Not completions, attempts.
Okay, wow.
Usually in close games, they opt to throw the ball a lot more towards the end. If you believe that the game script is going to entail a close game, 1 or 2 possessions in the second half, I think you could expect a lot of Jared Goff dump downs.
See, the problem with that, though, is I think a lot of people aren't anticipating a close game.
I'm just saying, if you think a close game, I like that. Again, I could see a 10-point game here. So at a 10-point game, I don't mind Goff's over on attempts.
All right, let's get nuts. Rams-Eagles, Sunday, 3 o'clock. They moved this game up a half hour. I don't know if you saw that. They did move this game up a half an hour. It was supposed to be 3:30. It's supposed to get snowy over in Philly. Birds are 6-point favorites. Over under is 44 points. All right, let's start it. Ben, if you don't mind, we can just roll the highlights from the last time these two teams played. And Aaron, you explain to me. First things first, let's get this on the record. Look into the camera and say you're picking the Rams.
Picking the Rams.
You're picking the Rams to win outright?
Picking the Rams.
To win? Not
Rams
just cover?
to win the football game.
All right, talk to me.
I'm sorry,
Aaron.
Josh. You know I like the Eagles. I like what they've been doing. I just think the Rams are hot at the right time again.
What specifically do you think the Rams are going to do to beat the Eagles in this game?
I think that they are going to find a way to make the biggest play of the game at the biggest point in the game. I think this is a game that will come down.
Hate how I like that take.
This game will come down to one play. This game will come down to one play. I know it's a 6-point spread. I don't agree with it. On the face, I would have it at about 2 points for the Eagles. Therefore, I'm with the Rams all the way. I'd be taking the Rams even at that number. I'm sorry, but I'm going to say 4 names here, maybe 5, I'm not sure. And then that's going to explain why I think the Rams are going to win this football game. Sean McVay, Matthew Stafford, Puka Nacua, Cooper Kupp, Kieran Williams. All 5 are healthy and ready to go. When those 5 are ready to go with one of the best minds in all of football, Sean McVay has been doing this so long to where he is now underrated. I just think they make the big play when it counts most. I think Cooper Kupp, the secondary for the Eagles has been nothing short of fantastic. DeJean, Quinyon Mitchell. If there's one guy who I think can beat 2 rookies, it's probably the wily veteran who's coming off a couple years ago where he had an all-time great season. It's probably Puka who doesn't necessarily blow you away with his speed. It's what he does with his route running, with his hands, with his manipulation. Again, you're not relying on pure athletes here. You're relying on intellect in this game. And I simply think the Rams probably have a little more intellect in this game than the Eagles do.
Wow. Even after Nick Sirianni has the highest active winning percentage of all NFL head coaches?
Unfortunately, that's not going to do it
You
for me.
can name your names all you want, and that's a good list of names. What about Saquon Barkley, Lane Johnson, Jordan Mailata? Quinyon Mitchell, Cooper DeJean.
I just told you why I don't think
first
Quinyon
team All-Pro Zach Bond, Jalen Carter. We can name names all day. I could have just said Saquon Barkley's name 5 times. Look at this video we're playing. When these two teams met not too long ago, Aaron, Saquon Barkley had 302 yards from scrimmage.
Priority number 1.
Sure, priority number 1 is Saquon Barkley, and I do think this is going to be what happens. The Rams are going to stack the box and force Jalen Hurts to beat them with their arm.
You legitimately like the Eagles' chances. If the 100%. Eagles are forced to beat the Rams with Jalen Hurts' arm, you like their chances.
I 100% do. Because I thought that was a rusty game. You are going to get single coverage if this is the case. If you're going to sell out to stop Saquon Barkley, you are going to get single coverage on A.J. Brown, Dallas Goedert, and Devontae Smith. Jalen Hurts has shown he's been able to do this, okay? I get it. I don't think he's the best quarterback in the world.
When's the last time he did it?
Let's see. The Steelers game to close out the season. He looked very good. What was the other game he played?
All right, so what do you think Hurts needs?
I don't think Hurts needs to do much. I really don't. I do think Saquon Barkley...
You just said that the Rams... So you think the Rams are going to load the box against Barkley unsuccessfully is what you're saying?
They will slow him down. They will not stop him. Saquon on a bad game, a bad Saquon Barkley game is still 100 yards. This Eagles defense, I do think you're right. I think I am a little bit worried about Sean McVay and the Rams wide receivers' ability to sort of expose, the rookies. Having said that, I don't think you can count on that, right? I think this Eagles secondary is one of the best in the entire NFL.
Agreed.
Jalen Hurts, I would agree with Brett. Jalen Hurts has to show up and be a game manager. Deliver the ball to A.J. Brown.
See, I disagree. I think he has to be more than a game manager.
I don't think so.
I mean, you've got guys playing well at the right time. Jared Verse playing well at the right time. Braden Fisk playing well at the right time. It's just a little bit.
You're right about that.
It's a forced fumble. It's an improved defensive line. It's getting comfortable in the scheme. I'm sorry, but if you want to tell me, can this game, Josh, in theory, could you see in the realm of possibility this game coming down to a stupid roughing the passer or a stupid pass interference at some point?
Sure, I guess.
Who do you think is more likely to commit that penalty? The Eagles, coached by Sirianni, the team with 2 rookies playing at cornerback, the team with Jalen Carter at defensive tackle, or the Rams?
It's 50-50.
All right, so I'm telling you then, in my personal opinion, I think the more likely team to make a stupid play in that game is the Eagles.
Then Derek Barnett's is not on that team anymore, Aaron. That's the guy who would make it. Jalen Carter's a stud.
He's great. I'm telling you, it's going to be one of those games where it comes down to one play. One stupid PI, one stupid pass interference, one lapse in coverage on a Cooper Kupp double move, one gadget play that gets over the top. I just think that the Rams have it in their bag. I think they have the one play. I don't even know if they outplay the Eagles.
Does this worry you? Matthew Stafford playing outdoors in rain or snow in his career is 1-8 with 14 touchdowns and 11 interceptions. Does that worry you at all? Like I said, snow is in the forecast. Game is in the link. Going to be cold and snowing.
Nah, the forecast is wrong all the time.
All right, that's fair. The forecast
is wrong all the time until I see snow flying out of the sky on Sunday during the day. I don't read much into the weather report.
I will say this. As a Birds fan, something that worries me this week for Kellen Moore, he has 3 interviews for head coaches.
Yeah,
including one with the Dallas Cowboys.
What a dweeb for that, by the way.
Is it?
I didn't know this was a thing.
Chauncey says Rothschild's clearly
Josh can back me up. I have been pro-Birds for a lot of the season.
Yeah, I know, but you're giving a lot of just anti-blind Hurts rhetoric right now. I'm not liking it.
I think they're more likely to make a bad play.
Is it fair of me to be concerned about Kellen Moore interviewing for head coaching jobs with this week leading up to such a big game? Or is that nothing? Is that nothing or is that something?
In the grand scheme of things, I think it's nothing. I think it works.
Right.
I think it looks worse than it actually is. I don't think he'd be doing it. I think he's a smart enough individual. I mean, think about it. If you're a team that's interviewing him, you wouldn't want him if you know that it's a potentially him sacrificing his ability to game plan properly, then I wouldn't want him as my head coach. I mean, think about it if I'm the Cowboys.
If I'm the Cowboys, I'm saying sacrifice your game prep. I want the Birds to lose.
I'm just saying in
general, gamesmanship.
I'm just saying, like, in that regard, he's not sacrificing his ability to game plan. There's no way he's that stupid. I think it's a stupid look. I think he's an idiot for it. I think you should wait like Ben Johnson is. I think you should wait. Mm-hmm. But in the grand scheme of things, is it going to impact the way that game is played? No.
Givy, are you talking about the Eagles? He said they let Adam Thielen cook their rear ends. I think it's the Eagles because they did let Adam Thielen cook their rear ends. And I don't
to that
remember.
extent, I'm not totally sure.
I know Adam Thielen did put up numbers against the Birds. I will acquiesce to that, but I don't know, man.
I think it's just a matchup thing for me. I think the rookie cornerbacks.
I don't think the Rams defense is that good. I don't think the Rams defense is that good.
I don't think the Rams defense is that good.
So you're going Rams money line.
I'm going Rams money line.
All right. You have any other plays in this game?
Nah, it's got to be just Rams money line.
All right. I'm not going to be betting on this game.
Maybe Cups over.
I will not bet on this game. It's one of my rules. You don't bet on your own team, especially in the playoffs.
I'm looking at what you wrote right here. Cups number is 39.
Cups number is 39.5.
Yeah. Okay. I'm taking
that. Seems weirdly freakishly low.
Yeah.
AJ Brown, I'm going to take his over of 69.5. He had one catch for 3 yards last week. The last time A.J. Brown had a stinker, he came out the next week and had 110 yards. We've seen it all. Oh, he's reading the book, blah, blah, blah.
If you don't know the name now, you're going to know it by the end of next week. Ahkello Witherspoon, cornerback for the Rams. You're going to know the name soon.
Already forgot it.
When I come back here next week.
Yeah, you better. Eagles fans have taken some flack this week. I get it. Let's give some credit. They have raised over $11,000 on a GoFundMe for the wildfires in LA. Shout out to the Birds fans there, trying to load up on good karma there.
Classy move.
I'm going to take Jalen Hurts' over 205.5 passing yards. I think you're getting a really, really just overreaction to a bad week. And then, Aaron, the last thing I'll say on this game, I think the Rams are better than the Packers right now. The Eagles' offense could not have played, I don't think, any worse than they did last week, and they won by 22-10. Like, that game was not close. I have to imagine the Eagles' offense will play a lot better this week against a worse defense. I am not that concerned about the Rams. I really am not.
Dude, good for you. I'm not going to sit here and say that I know more Eagles football than you do. Just like you wouldn't come up here and say you know more Jet football than I do.
No, I would not, but I would try.
So you've watched Eagles games a lot more closely than I have, that's for sure. If your moral compass likes those Eagles, obviously I don't really have a horse in the race. I'm assuming I'm going to throw money on the Rams, so at that point I will. But I'm not an Eagles hater. I never have been an Eagles hater. I'm not rooting on the Eagles' downfall. I'm not rooting on your downfall. Just think that the Rams right now are the better team, better coached, hotter at the right time.
All right.
And that's why I take them.
Say they're hotter at the right time. I don't even remember. The Eagles have lost one game since I moved down to Florida. It's ridiculous. It's been months and months since the Eagles have lost 2 games. But hey, whatever. Rams are hotter at the right time. Last thing here on this game, really cool and concerning storyline at the same time. So Nakobe Dean, the standout from Georgia, he is taking a huge jump this season playing linebacker for the Birds. He's going to be missing the rest of the playoffs. But there's a very cool storyline. Opportunity. You have the picture of Jeremiah Trotter Jr., who will be getting a chance to play some linebacker. This is from 2004 NFC Championship. The guy on the right, that's Jeremiah Trotter Jr. with his dad, Jeremiah Trotter Sr., cool. The Axeman in the NFC Championship. And listen, it's a downgrade at linebacker, but it's just an awesome storyline. That was just him from the NFC Championship with his dad back in 2004. Now he gets, I know, right, free line. Now he gets a chance to play. He's going to split time with Oren Burks. My one thing where I will say to take the Rams for anyone out there, Nicholas Morrow just got signed by the Eagles. Every fan of their team has that one guy where you go, that's the worst freaking player I've ever seen. For me, that was Nicholas Morrow last season. If you hear Nicholas Morrow's name on the broadcast, that means the Eagles are in trouble, and I would co-sign an Eagles bet. Yeah,
that's the Mets equivalent of putting Jake Diekman in a game.
Then this house, Jake Diekman is a saint, Rothschild. All right, let's see. Well, we got one coming from Jay Kane. Eagles do have 3 other All-Pros in the secondary besides their rookies you are quote-unquote worried about. Who are those All-Pros? We got Big Play Slay. I'm trying to think. Yeah, that's it, right? Big Play Slay. Who else is there, Jay Kane, in the secondary specifically? Not Blankenship. Not Avonte Maddox. I mean, I don't know. Slay, CJ, and Blankenship. Oh, what? Dude, that's on me. I'm forgetting about CJ Gardner-Johnson there. Good shout right there, Jay Kane. Good shout. I totally just forgot about CJ Gardner-Johnson. Blankenship, Look, no, not hating on Blankenship, but I'm not going to be like, oh, man, Puka's going to get shut down by Rodrigo Blankenship. Sorry, Blankenship, catching a stray there. All right, the final one. Ravens, Bills, baby. Sunday at 6:30. Shout out the greatest commissioner in sports, Roger Goodell, making this game at 6:30 and not at 8 o'clock. Everyone can get to bed at a reasonable hour after the adrenaline here. Oh, boy, you know what? Let's start this topic with the user-submitted question from BB, as we're going to call him for now. Winner of Bills-Ravens wins Super Bowl. What do you think about that, Aaron?
No, because I still have the Chiefs.
You still have the Chiefs?
Yeah. It's always going to be the Chiefs for me, I think. But I see the. If you're not, I mean, we've obviously spoken to enough people.
He says the refs with an asterisk when you say the Chiefs. All right. Listen, look, I will say if the Ravens win this game, I'm saying it right now. The Ravens right now are my pick to win the Super Bowl.
Okay. I love what the Ravens are doing.
I will say this. I've talked a lot of smack on the Bills. If they win this game, I'm going to be talking about them differently on Monday. Because I think if they win this game, it'll say to me, the sky's the limit. You know what I mean? Like, they have now gone out, because the thing with the Bills for me is they haven't proved that they can beat a team in the playoffs that I think is better than them. I think the Ravens are a better team, not by a ton, but just going on the track record of Sean McDermott and the Bills, I can't think of a time where they have beat a team that is better than them in the playoffs. If they're able to beat the Ravens in this game, I might be talking about them a lot differently.
I mean, I think it would be the first time they've done it.
War Jerky saying anyone but the Chiefs.
The question is,
J-Lo, Rams are killing the Eagles. Sorry, he's going back to the last game. Guarantee it. What the hell is going on? Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, Aaron.
I guarantee that.
You were saying?
One, I think the Ravens are winning this game.
All right, wait, before we get to that, since we both are on the Ravens, let's talk from the Bills' perspective. We can't do this to Ben. We can't do this to Ben for too long. The Bills win this game if what, Aaron? And feel free, I don't know if you guys are on the Bills, if you guys are on the Ravens in the chat here. I want to hear from those who are on the Bills.
They stop Lamar Jackson running the football.
I don't know about that. He agrees. Kadane Lamar's running.
Yeah, not easy to do by any stretch of the imagination. But the way, I haven't seen him run that much. The way he ran in the last game, especially early on.
I know.
Since he did his rookie year. And if this is the time where John Harbaugh's like, dude, like, this year's our year. Like, if you need to run the ball 17 times a game to get us to the Super Bowl, like, this is the time you do it. It adds, it takes the offense from being good to being, I think, legitimately unstoppable.
Damn.
With him running the ball. And if you cannot contain it, then you're literally just playing a 50-50 game of shutting down the zone read, which is either...
Yeah, those are odds I like if I'm the Bills.
Which is not a good thing, because every time you guess wrong, you are screwed. And even if you guess right, you still have to make a play on an outstanding athlete, which
is freight train.
Derrick Henry running right up the gut, or Lamar Jackson, who's faster than everyone you have on the edge. That being said, if they are able to set the edge, big if, probably going to have to use Matt Milano as a spy a lot of the time.
Which I think is massive.
Which is huge, having him back, his ability to work the field, not vertically, laterally.
Horizontally?
Yeah, laterally.
Oh, man. Two great ones from you today. Beef Hoskins, number one, but, like, not vertically. What's the opposite of vertical? J-Lo, I want to hear what you think as a Dolphins fan. Why a Dolphins fan is picking the Bills right here? The biggest difference, we go back, was it week 3 or week 4? Roquan Smith talked about it. We played that clip yesterday. It's Matt Milano. I think that is by far the biggest difference.
He's the X factor.
Than these teams met. 2, 1, it's Matt Milano. 2, this game's being played in Buffalo. I feel like that's a massive difference in terms of...
the Bills Mafia is an absolutely electric group of people.
So Big says Lamar has to be quote-unquote off for them to win. Don't trust the Bills defense. I'm having a hard time trusting the Bills defense as well.
I don't know how either team, frankly, gets a stop.
Aaron, I think you nailed it with how the Bills win the game. Let me flip sides. I think if James Cook needs to have a 120-yard type rushing game, because if James Cook is rushing wild, that means everything is clicking for the Bills, and they can kind of pick their number offensively.
Yeah, I think that for them to win, Josh Allen would have to be borderline superhuman.
Can I be honest, though? I feel like Josh Allen's going to be superhuman no matter what.
That's what I'm saying. I think he's probably going to be borderline superhuman no matter what. And
we've
even
seen
if he's
him
borderline superhuman, I'm agreeing with you. It still might not be enough for them to win the game.
That's what I'm saying.
How many times
have we seen it, man?
Which is why they need James Cook.
Bang.
I agree with you.
We've seen Josh Allen play superhuman in the playoffs all the time and lose.
The problem I'm having here is that now I'm trying to work out in my head the odds of James Cook having a great game.
Okay.
Josh Allen being superhuman.
Okay.
And the Bills being able to stop the zone read with Matt Milano.
Because a lot of factors.
They need all of those things to.
But it's all doable. It is all doable.
They're all doable, but they have to do all of them to win that game. I'm thinking. I don't think they can do one or the other and win. Like, I don't think James Cook can be great, but then Lamar runs wild and they win. Yes, and I don't think they can stop Lamar without James Cook running well and still win.
Britt, the points, and it's one I'm not touching, but it is an interesting one. 51.5. That's pretty high. You're going over?
Oh my God!
It's just, this is one of those games to me where like
I wouldn't be surprised if you see 70 in this
my
game.
first instinct is over, but also like what? It's gonna be like what, 5 degrees in Buffalo.
They both know how to play the cold.
They both. That's true, but it's like this is the classic heavyweight battle that you worry about, where it's like it's a chess game, and sometimes you see those games become low scoring.
But it's like chess on steroids, though.
It's Harry Potter chess.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's chess, but it's not. The pieces aren't 4 to 6 yard runs up the middle. They're RPOs. They're quick tosses out to
Britt just said this is the first time you spoke sense today. Also, he's with you on 70.
Who the hell is stopping the defense? Who the hell is stopping the tight ends?
Underrated aspect of this game.
Not Kyle Hamilton for Baltimore is going to do a decent job. He's one of the best safeties in the league. But who the hell for the Bills is stopping Lively?
Taylor Rapp?
Old.
Maybe? He just says old.
And Mark Andrews. It's not one, it's two. I mean, they're two best receivers in the passing game. I know they're without Zay Flowers, but their two best weapons in the receiving game are their tight ends. If Matt Milano...
They got Deontay Johnson back this week. I don't know if that's anything. It's just a little something.
If Matt Milano is the one who's spying on Lamar Jackson, which I would assume is going to be the case, that takes your best guy to play man-to-man against a tight end out of the equation.
Funny you mention that. Ben, can you play that clip? This is my favorite clip. We played this on Tuesday. And I know some of you have already seen it. This is how the Ravens win this game. We just did all that talk about how do the Bills win that game. Guys, I know we already saw this. I know we already played this. I'm addicted to watching this. Aaron, have you seen this on Tuesday? How do you stop this?
You don't.
I don't think you can stop this, man.
And you don't. I very rarely give guarantees. I'm not going to give a full one here. I am extremely confident you will see that look again in this game. It will not be the same play. They will do so. Trust me, this play wasn't just...
They're going to give it to Lamar this time and then have him throw it or something like that?
This wasn't just a one-play thing.
This is going to be...
This is going to be an extremely effective play against the Steelers, and now watch. Now the Bills, not only are they not sure if they're going to be able to stop this formation if they see it, but it's the game within the game. Do you know how much time the Bills have spent in practice this week not covering other stuff because they're potentially worried about that formation? I guarantee you it's a couple hours.
You're going to see that formation.
I guarantee you it's a couple hours. So even if they don't use that formation, even if they don't use a play like that, the Bills' opportunity cost of spending their
economics
of spending their time studying or preparing for that look is taken away from other valuable things as well. Again, don't think this isn't. We're talking about a genius in Harbaugh right here.
Hold on.
These things don't cross his mind.
There's one thing that I saw in the chat. The Bills aren't the Steelers. What? What do you mean? I would make the case that the Steelers' defense is actually better.
Is far superior
than the Bills. I don't know. I'd say far superior, but as far as being coached and personnel-wise, it's at least even. The Steelers and the Bills' defense.
At worst, it's even, and I don't think it's even.
You got T.J. Watt and Highsmith up the middle, Milano and Rousseau on the edge. Ben, who's the best edge rusher on the Bills? Is it Rousseau? Dunlap? I mean,
Rousseau, they got Ed Oliver on the inside.
Yeah, I mean, it's good. Steelers D was trash in that game. Yeah, because the Ravens made their defense trash in that game.
You can't stop. The Ravens are extremely hard to stop. Extremely hard to stop. I don't know how you do it.
All right, so Ben, let's get the giveaway up. Let's get the giveaway up first and foremost. Let's go. 10:45. Let's go into the weekend with a big one. Our final slab or no slab giveaway of the week. And this is an awesome picture of Ravens offensive coordinator Todd Monken. Have you seen this yet? Oh, man. You talk about a guy. You said Harbaugh's a genius, and I do agree with that. You want to talk about a football guy who's scheming up this Wildcat formation with Henry and Lamar, who has waited until the playoffs, did not show this all regular season. Let's look at this picture of Todd Monken in his press conference this week. Talk about a guy who's dialed in. He said, and this was the quote, by the way.
I heard the best way to get new thoughts is to put the playbook so it diffuses into your body. So I've been told. This is actually how I studied for class.
The quote that was put with this picture tweeted out was something about Todd saying, I'm not taking any head coaching interviews, or I don't care about them. I just want to like win the Super Bowl or something like that.
Good for you, Todd.
Come on. And
Gotta
listen.
love that. That's football right there.
It's
that is a
him,
football guy.
That's what I'm saying. You think Todd Monken is worried about that 5-degree weather or Bills Mafia?
This guy is thinking about one thing and one thing only, and it is how to open up the A gap against Ed Oliver. That is it. That is the only thing this guy cares about. I mean, look at his eyes. Look at the bags under this guy's eyes. This guy hasn't slept in 72 hours. The amount of 5-hour energies this guy has drank. This guy is single-handedly keeping them and the whole energy drink industry alive. Look at that.
That is awesome, man. War Jerky says he calls the cops on neighbors. No, I'll do you one better, War Jerky. He doesn't even know the number for 911. He goes over and takes care of that thing himself, and everyone scatters.
That man is the leader of the Neighborhood Watch Club.
Oh, man. And they also have a separate neighborhood watch just for him.
Yeah.
I mean, Todd Monken,
man, he's walking around with his playbook in his pants again.
Oh, my God.
Guys, Todd's gone a week without sleeping. He's starting to wave his playbook around naked in the streets.
That's a guy, like, listen, I feel so bad for Ben. He's the best guy. We got some Bills fans here. But if it's Sean McDermott and Joe Brady deserves credit.
Joe Brady's been fantastic.
But he's going against this guy.
Until he puts his playbook in his pants during a press conference, I just can't trust him the same way I trust Todd Monken.
Because it's not like it's like one of these things where it's like, oh, man, we caught Todd Monken on the sideline with his playbook in his pants. This guy went to the press conference knowing he was going to be on camera. I was like, yeah, this will do. You know, Joe Brady let James Cook. Got to remember that. You're right about that, J-Lo, but Todd Monken unlocked an absolute freak athlete of Derrick Henry, like took him to a different level and combined it with Lamar Jackson.
No reverse jet sweep flea flickers, please and thank you.
Yeah,
Matty Ice, I have a feeling you'll see about 3 fakes of it.
All right, Josh Allen, 9-1 record in games below 32 degrees. There you go, Ben. There's a little pro Buffalo Bills stat for you. That's crazy to me. Do you think that means anything, or is that just a coincidence?
He plays in Buffalo.
Right.
Like, a lot of his games are under 32 degrees.
You see his wife here with a great comment. He's got something to hide.
It's always under 32 degrees in Buffalo. He's a good quarterback. He plays on a good team, and it's always under 32 degrees. I mean, it's like saying, like, for the San Diego Padres that, like, you know, they're 500 when they play between temperatures of 55 and 85.
And it's not raining.
Like,
yeah.
All right, it's between 55 and 85 every single day of the year in San Diego. Like, they don't play football during the summer.
You're calling the stat a big nothing burger.
Yeah,
I would have to agree. Here's some wild stat I had no idea about. The Buffalo Bills have been favored in 42 straight home games, the longest active streak in the NFL.
That's awesome, by the way.
The last time the Bills closed as home underdogs was Week 17 in 2020 against the Dolphins. They were 3-point underdogs. I didn't go that far. I'm wondering if that was like resting their starters even also. But yeah, there you go. Right now, the Ravens are favored by 1 point. We'll see how it closes.
Jay Morrow, you got tons of experience there, buddy?
Yeah, Moreau, talk to me here. Now, you look at me wearing my fancy Eagles quarter zip, and, you just think football guy, I would assume. You see two guys like us.
I mean, I would assume there's a playbook in your pants right now. You just happen to be covering it with the tape.
Well, that would be awesome. Are you kidding me? If I play the long game with that prop all
I know
day?
what I'm doing next Friday.
Oh, buddy. Monday, if the Ravens win, I think we're going to have to come in with some crotch playbooks, you know? You never know. All right, get on the record here. We're both on the Ravens.
I'm on the Ravens.
Yep.
I'm not.
I know.
I'm not declaring this a mega whale play super narwhal lock. I do think the Bills are a great team. They've had a great season. I'm looking forward to watching what I hope to be an unbelievable football game first and foremost. I just think of all the years for the Bills to do it. I believe that their time has already passed. I don't believe that this is their
That is shocking.
I just don't think this is. I just think this isn't their year. And
well, listen. First things first. I would disagree with that, just because I will say it's like if you have Josh Allen, your championship window's open. I feel like this year is an example of it, where You look at this Bills team on paper, I didn't expect them to do that well.
I've never taken them seriously as a championship contender.
Jay Moreau is saying Texans will beat the Chiefs. Jay Moreau, I want you're having Jay Moreau. Now tell me, I'm an open-minded individual. Please explain to me how you got there. Yes, I'm on the Ravens. This is going to be my one bet on a side all weekend. Two, whale play. This would be like my whale play Ravens, and I'll come here and eat. Ben will get me a nice fork and knife to eat crow on Monday, and I will do it, and I will do it humbly if I have to on Monday.
I'd be fine with eating my words on Monday. I don't think I will have to, but I am totally happy to admit my wrongs if that is the case.
All right, last 10 minutes before we're out of here, and we give away a slab, hopefully. We got a few questions. One I want to get to. Let's break this down a little bit from a card standpoint here, because when we do these deep dives, when I do these deep dives on like Card Ladder, and I see when guys have their biggest spikes, it is always when they perform in the playoffs and take their team and their career and their legacy to a higher standpoint. So let me give you this hypothetical. I write you a blank check, but I say, Aaron, look, before this weekend, let's go today. You have to buy, it's going to be a sizable amount of money, but don't go too crazy. You can either buy one quarterback, like a rookie card for a quarterback that's playing this weekend, or
they have to be playing this weekend.
They have to be playing this weekend. Like their value can go up is what the hope would be. Gotcha. Specifically based on what happens this weekend.
Understood.
Or you can go and get two skill possession players
that also have to be playing.
This weekend. And if I'm throwing you on the spot, I can go first if you'd rather have a little bit of time to think about it.
I think I have an answer.
All right, give it to me.
I think it's an easy one. It's Jaden Daniels.
Yeah.
I would want Jaden Daniels. I mean, I don't think they're going to win this week, but by the same token, I think his value can go up with him balling out in a loss. You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
He has just about nothing to lose in terms of card value from this game. No one's giving them a chance to win. I think his value can go up not only with a win, but I think it can go up with a great performance, a heroic performance, if you will. I mean, if the Lions win that game on a last-second field goal and Jaden Daniels balls out, we're still going to be talking about Jaden Daniels right after.
I think that's a good point,
I think that's where I'm at.
My one concern, though, is the Daniels market is so damn high already. Where and don't get me wrong, if he beats the Lions, you're dead on. It's going to explode.
Up. Exactly.
I agree with Friedline here. By the way, Brett, I just checked the schedule while we were talking. Aaron wisely spouted all these horrible, mean things about the Eagles and said, I'm not going to be back on Monday, so I don't even have to face the music. So that's a good job by you.
I don't even know when I'm back.
Moreau, Texans, Lions, Rams, Bills. Damn it, Moreau.
I'm with you on two of them, bro.
Friedline, that is who I am taking as well. I made a whole video on Instagram. Please go check it out on Instagram about
Very
why.
Nice video.
Thank you. The general public didn't seem to agree. But go check it out on our Suncoast Sports Cards Instagram about why you should be investing in CJ Stroud. This was his down season. A trip to the divisional round with his entire team getting hurt all season. Yeah. Give me CJ Stroud if I were to invest in one quarterback, because Aaron, look, if the Texans win this game,
oh my God,
that market's going to go nuclear, even if he has a mediocre game, because then...
if they win that game, he probably becomes, potentially the most valuable card out there. I mean, the things they would do...
then you're 1 win away for the Super Bowl,
because then, at that point, you're not ruling the Texans out of winning the next game.
It's a narrative-changing win because,
that is a career-changing win.
Sophomore slump, I talked about this Jalen Hurts, right? When he had his down year, he got smacked in the playoffs.
I mean, I'll do you one better. In theory, I'm not saying it's a guarantee, but you could be looking at the potential... That could be a potential changing of the guard if Stroud is able to win this game with the roster he has around him. Right. Now, I'm not saying it's over. Over for Mahomes if that happens. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that we might have a new person, right at the top. I'm not saying it knocks Mahomes off,
I agree.
But I think it puts you with a
He's
person.
in the top 5 conversation. Throw out the regular season
He's probably in the top 3. If he wins that game, it just puts me at an exuberant amount of...
I can't. Dude, top 3 is so lock, stock, and barrel. Mahomes, Lamar, and then take your pick of Allen Burrow. Your top 4.
I think it puts him right there. I really do. If he
Freelance says needs a Super Bowl.
It's like a young Mahomes taking down Brady.
Mike, what is a slab or no slab wheel spin for? Help, I'm new. I don't know who this is. Slab or no slab, gonna be going off in 5 minutes here, ladies and gentlemen. If you are just joining us, we got a 50 card wheel gonna go live in just a few minutes. 3 of those 50 cards are PSA graded slabs. That'll be running in 5 minutes. Take a look. That is our list. Ohtani for free. 3 of them being PSA graded slabs. All right, stick around. You're not going to want to miss that. That's how we go into the weekend, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, it's pretty damn hot if I do say so myself. Whoa, there's the Texans. And yeah, those are some of the cards for absolutely free. We do this every single weekday, by the way. Every single weekday at 10 a.m. and 10:45 a.m.
I like Jake Hayden's explanation.
Mike, you want to give spin a wheel and get a free Andrew Pinckney auto from Suncoast? No, much better than that. Just a little. Those are some of the things that you can win. 50 cards and not just base cards. We got a lot of. I want
to see a slab. See Josh Cribbs. That's sick.
Yeah, right. That's what I'm saying. I got some fun stuff on there. All right, let's. I actually kind of like this game though. What if we did 2 skill position players? I want to give mine because I offered Jaden Daniels, Terry McLaurin. I think that would be a guy that I would want to buy this weekend. You never know. I mean, we were talking about Terry McLaurin, such a very skilled wide receiver. Now you're giving him Jaden Daniels. Now you could be seeing playoff success. And the second one, Jahmyr Gibbs. We did talk about the explosion. We talked about the Jahmyr Gibbs market explosion. I feel like it's only going up.
Jahmyr Gibbs, I totally agree with. Trying to think of another good one. I don't want it to be too crazy.
J-Lo says Tank Dell auto, but Tank Dell's not playing this weekend, J-Lo.
I want to come up with a good one here. I got one.
Nah, nothing?
No, I got one.
Oh, I thought I ain't got one.
Rashad Bateman.
Don't hate that.
He's their number 1 receiver going into these games. All these games, you're always looking at the potential for a historic play. At any time in the divisional round, any time in the playoffs, you can see a historic play, a game-winning play, a return touchdown, something of the sort, a massive catch to change the game. All I'm saying is, there is a world of possibilities. I'm not saying it's likely, but there's a world of possibilities where Rashad Bateman makes a game-winning catch in an extremely close, historic game that we see this Sunday. You're telling me that game can't be historic. You're telling me that game can't come down to 1 possession. I could see Rashad Bateman on the receiving end of a potentially play-action crossing play.
Wow,
Lamar Action holds it. Deep play to Rashad Bateman to win. I like Isaiah Likely as well there, Natty Ice. But yeah, I'm kind of looking at potentially someone who's maybe not a big name but can make a historic play in that game.
It's funny because it's you have such a specific outline for this Rashad Bateman game-winning touchdown. It's interesting though. I said CJ Stroud. Friedline said CJ Stroud. I feel like that might be the ultimate answer though this weekend. Let us know if you guys like someone else's. Oh, Big Dom Sunglass, Relic Auto. Less than 2 minutes on our slab or no slab giveaway, our last of the week. A chance at a PSA graded slab for free going into playoff weekend. What do we got, Aaron?
I have something I want to get off my chest before I leave. If
What's that?
Right.
Yes.
I'd like to talk for a second, not to you, not to Ben, not to the audience. I'd like to speak directly to Pete Alonso, if that's okay.
Yeah.
If you don't mind.
Go ahead.
So I'm gonna tune you out real quick. I'm gonna tune everyone out real quick right before I get out of here. Hey Pete, it's me, Aaron. Hope all is well. I am a loyal, invested emotionally, but also a logical thinking Mets fan. Take the damn deal, you idiot. Take the damn deal, you idiot. It is the same exact deal as you were offered. You were offered 7 for $158. We're giving you the same deal now for 3 years. Man, if you wanted a better offer, your OPS should not drop in every single damn year of your career. Literally in every single one. Pete, I love you. You're awesome. You're a great guy. You're fun to have around the locker room. Sign the damn contract. Know your worth. You talk about being an authentic guy, money this, money that. I don't care. I just want to win. All right. We're offering you more money than you can ever spend in your life. We're giving your next 4 generations of your family wealth, and you're going to moan over $5 million in a year contract. LFGM, I'm a Met for life. Get out of here. Take the damn contract or shut your mouth. Wow. That's all I have.
Well, there's Aaron talking day of divisional round matchups, and he still had to get a little Pete Alonso rant in there.
It pisses me off.
And Mike says if he whoa, we have WWE Flawless in the store. I didn't even know we had that. That is awesome. If Pete Alonso needs a place to spend his money. All right, 15 seconds left on this giveaway. Thank you, Aaron, for joining me. Thank everyone. Thank all 95 of you for joining us today.
Thank you, guys. Again, we're going to be ripping all day. Me and Matty Ice. I'll see you there.
Here we go. 3 seconds, a chance at a free PSA graded slab. Let's do it. Chaz was loving your rant. Maybe Chaz is taking down a free slab today. What do we got? Good luck, everybody. Come on. Who's taking it down? Texas 13027. Congratulations to you, Texas. Let's see what you're winning. And guys, stick around because we're going to be getting right into breaks. I know we have one break in the store. I believe we're going to be getting, $1 auctions right after we see what Texas won. Bowman Draft Hobby. Simple 1-box break. Hop on in, ladies and germs. Let's see what Texas is winning, though. 125 or 50. Come on, Texas. Let's get a slab, baby. 125 or 50. 8. We're going to look at, dude, we're giving away an autograph for the free. No whammies, no whammies. A Kyle Stowers rookie on-card autograph for the free, Texas. Not too shabby. This is no ho-hum Bundesliga pack. You're getting on-card ink for the free going into the weekend, Texas. You never know. Kyle Stowers getting out of Baltimore. He can pop. There you go. Congratulations. Kyle Stowers on-card auto for free. We do this every single morning, Monday through Friday. But don't stop now. Schmuck Doc, what's going on? $1 auction starting right now. We're going to send it over to Matty Ice and our guy, Rothschild. Guys, thank you so much for all the conversation, all the good vibes. Have a fantastic weekend. Go Birds, baby! But for now, $1 auctions right here on Suncoast Sports.